Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Daily Rates Live with the Mortgage Calculator. Today, we're going to be going over our live mortgage rates, and then we're going to be talking about manufactured home loans. Go ahead and drop a comment there in the chat as you tune in. Go ahead and check in. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in nice and early. Hope you're having a great week so far. We're just waiting a minute to go live on all the different platforms here. Great topic here to talk about today. Always something that people are wondering about. So looks like we're live on all the different platforms. So we will go ahead and get started. What we'll do is we'll take the chat off the screen for now, but go ahead and keep dropping comments there in the chat. You can drop any questions you have in the chat as well as we go through the presentation here today. So welcome, everyone. My name is Kyle Hershey. I'm the COO of the Mortgage Calculator, joined here by our president, Nick Hershey, and our sales manager, Jose Gonzalez. We are a lender that specializes in non-QM loans. And what we do every weekday on this show at 11 a.m. Eastern is go through our actual live mortgage rates, and then we do a deep dive into a different loan type. And today's loan type is going to be manufactured home. So Jose will take us through a deep dive into that and some different options we have for manufactured home loans. But before we do that, we'll do what we do every morning, which is pull up the rates. So Nick, if you're ready, let's go ahead and check out the live rates. It's been an interesting couple of weeks. Let's pull up the rates today and see what they're looking like.
All right. Yes, definitely looking to be moving in our favor. So for our demo here, we will check out the rates and compare across the programs with a similar scenario. So we can compare the APR. If you'd like a full breakdown of all the itemized fees that go into the APR, please get a loan estimate from one of our loan officers. We have over 300 loan officers to help you out. For all of our demos here, we'll set up a standard scenario and compare the rates for today. It is July 30th, just after 11 a.m. So all of our first initial rate sheets are live. We'll set up a standard single family home, not a manufactured home, standard single family here. And we'll do a $500,000 purchase price, $400,000 loan amount. That corresponds to 80% loan, 20% down payment. And we'll set an estimated 760 credit score and an estimated 40% debt to income ratio. So with those settings, let's check out the rate options for today. All right, first up, typically the option that most customers think of when they think of a mortgage, a 30-year fixed conventional loan for primary home. Rates today come in at 6.375, final APR 6.684. Again, just a touch lower than it was last week, but we always love to see it go down. If for any reason our customer doesn't qualify for a conventional option, typically we want to send an FHA option as well. FHA allows for more leniency on credit issues as well as a much higher debt to income ratio. However, it does require upfront and yearly mortgage insurance. Rates today come in at 5.5. Final APR 6.464 with all of the fees included. So if our customer qualifies for both, they may consider FHA. It could be a touch cheaper here, but does require that monthly mortgage insurance. And our customers that need to use it, definitely a good option here. Very comparable to conventional. And moving on to our VA options, only for our eligible active service members and veterans. If you are eligible, these programs are awesome. Rates as low as 5.75 today. Final APR 6.031. So notice if our customer is eligible, and comparing to the other standard programs, the VA is a much lower APR. And moving on to the final standard option here, USDA is only for the USDA eligible areas of the US. That is the rural areas. If the property is eligible and the borrower is eligible, this is a good option. Rates today come in at 5.625 with the final APR 6.371 with all of the fees included. So if our customer is looking in this area and comparing to an FHA, the USDA is going to be a touch cheaper, and it's going to be a touch cheaper than conventional. So if our customer is looking in those areas, definitely a good option to consider. And that rounds out our standard options that any other bank or lender have. But if our customer doesn't qualify, many other banks will have to deny that customer. That's where we love to present our 5,000 options, starting here with our non-QM alt doc option for primary home. So if our customer doesn't qualify for a conventional, we have to use alternative docs such as bank statements, 1099s, asset-related programs, P&L programs, all kinds of options. This option here, the lowest rate option, typically a bank statement option, coming in at 6.75. Final APR 7.093, definitely lower than it was yesterday. And again, within a half a point of conventional as always, which is amazing for our customers that need to use those alt doc options. And moving on to our investment properties, our investors have tons of flexibility. First up here, our non-QM alt doc options. So again, bank statement or similar for 7.25 rate, final APR 7.568. And we'll compare that to our other investment property options. So there are no government programs, so no VA, USDA, or FHA, but we do have our conventional option for investments coming in at 7.125 today, final APR 7.482. So it's a touch cheaper than using alt docs, which is expected. But definitely recommend our customers check out our DSCR, our favorite program. Stands for Debt Service Coverage Ratio. No income needed, no employment needed. Simply use the estimated rents from the appraisal to determine a DSCR value. If the rents can cover the expenses, aka the property is going to cash flow monthly, that's a ratio of 1 or higher, which is preferred. For all these demos here, I put a ratio of 1.5 so we can see all the programs. First up is our 3-year prepayment penalty option, which is pretty standard. Rates as low as 6.75, final APR 7.080. Notice it beats conventional by quite a bit here when you compare, which is amazing. And our 5-year prepayment penalty option that some programs allow us to do brings the rates down even lower, 6.5, final APR 6.810. And our final DSCR option, we do have a no prepayment penalty option, and that comes in at 7.25 today, final APR 7.608. Almost identical to conventional here. I'd say 100% of investors would choose a DSCR when it's very comparable here, even typically choose DSCR when it's a higher cost. And recommend anybody looking at the DSCR to use the prepayment penalty to sweeten the rate there. And these final two options we always present, very popular these days for our customers that need to get some cash out that do not want to touch their first mortgage. That is possible with a HELOC is typically the only option, but now we have our 30-year fixed second mortgage options for a primary home. And these are non-QM loans, so we can use bank statements and similar documentation. So to get cash out of a primary home without touching that first mortgage and without using a HELOC, comes in today 8.5 rate, final APR 8.930. And the same option for our investors to get cash out of their investment property. Rates as low as 9.875, final APR 10.093. And again, bank statements or similar options. Now let me switch up our screen here and get into today's topic. Jose, we lost your camera there?
Yeah, I had a little problem there with the camera.
All right.
So you get to look at our round circle today.
Okay. Well, we don't get to do manufactured homes in the live demo, right? We always want to do a standard single-family home so we can compare all the programs since not all are eligible for manufactured homes. But today, Jose is going to go over all our options that are eligible, including our favorite option, the DSCR. So, Jose, let's go ahead and explain first off what a manufactured home is and what it's not, and then let's go through the live options.
Absolutely. So let's first explain what a manufactured home is not. A manufactured home is not a mobile home. Right now, in some cases, they may look similar. In a lot of cases, though, the mobile homes do resemble much more a trailer. But the main point to consider that in some cases, the mobile home and manufactured home, if you put them side by side, will look identical. The big difference is what makes a manufactured home a manufactured home and not a mobile home is that it includes the land that is associated with the property. So every manufactured home begins its life as a mobile home with a title similar to a vehicle title. It is only once the manufactured home is transported to its final resting site, the land that it is going to be permanently attached to, does that mobile home then transition to a manufactured home. You would need the affidavit of a fixture, which is the document that confirms that that mobile home has been permanently attached to real property. It now has a folio number. If you look it up in public records, you'll find it where you're going to find the other homes. The only difference is it'll say that it's a manufactured home and the structure style, as opposed to maybe concrete block and stucco or frame and stucco or whatever else may appear for the structure type in the public record. So that's the big point, right? It has to have land associated with it that is part of the real property considerations. It cannot be a sitting in a rental park where the owner leases the land from the rental park. The other thing to note, very important, is that it has to be in its original location where it was originally permanently affixed to. What that means is that the owner can't buy the manufactured home to just buy the manufactured home, the mobile home part of it, let's put it that way, and then move it to another location and then get any of these types of financing that we're discussing here. There's probably specific mobile home financing out there, the same way that you're going to finance a car, but none of the options that we're going to be presenting today would be applicable for a mobile home, only for a manufactured home where land is included. So manufactured homes are very popular now due to the fact that they are more affordable. And we have some great manufactured home options I'm going to share with you now. So let's get right to it. Let me make this a little bigger. All right. So our first option here is USDA, right? USDA and manufactured homes are like a match made in heaven. USDA loans, as you know, are for loans in rural areas. The property location has to fall within the USDA, let's say, constraints. You go to the USDA geocoder, pop in the address, and if USDA is applicable for that location, you will know right away. And there tend to be more manufactured homes in those types of areas where the land is a little bit more spread out. So it's a great combo. Also, very small loan level price adjustment here for going manufactured home. I think it was only like 0.2 loan level price adjustment, 0.2 points to go manufactured home versus regular structure. So you're looking at 6.75 with a lender credit of 1/4 as your lowest cost option, and you can take that down all the way to 6% at a cost of 2.25 points. So 100% LTV, no down payment, USDA manufactured home. And our VA manufactured home, again, 100% LTV. Not a very big loan level price adjustment for manufactured home, but there is one. I think it was like 0.7 of a point that I saw when we added manufactured home to the loan. 7.625 is our lowest cost option at 0.699 points, and you can buy that down to 5.99. And I have quite a few options for you today. Conventional home ready. Now, home ready as well as home possible are Fannie and Freddie's affordable loan options, where you have to be at or below 80% of the area median income, unless a property is a low to moderate income census tract or minority census tract or disaster affected area. So here, and the manufactured home advantage is a particular program for conventional loans for newer manufactured homes. I think it's 1990 or 1991 and newer for the manufactured home advantage program. And here you're looking at 7.124 with a little bit of a lender credit. 0.125 is our lowest cost option, and you can buy that down to 6.125%. So that was a 3% down option, by the way. I didn't highlight that point. Now our 3.5% down option is FHA. Now FHA is amazing with manufactured homes because FHA does not have any loan level price adjustment for purchasing a manufactured home. So 6.75 is our lowest cost option at par. And you can buy that down all the way to 5.625 at a cost of 2.5 points for our FHA manufactured home purchase. Now we have a conventional loan, manufactured home advantage, purchase with 5% down, right? So this is a regular program, not an affordable type program. So you see the rates do go up a little bit because the affordable option does give you a nice break on the rate. So here you're at 7.624 with a little bit of a lender credit, quarter point. And you can buy that down all the way to 6.375 at a cost of 2.25 points for our manufactured home advantage. If this was not the manufactured home advantage program, the cost would be like 1 point higher. So now we're gonna show you our non-QM options, right? Mix it up a little bit here. So this is a full doc non-QM purchase option. Now 30% down, right? You do see a substantial increase in the down payment when going out of the agency realm into the non-QM realm. 30% down, 8.125, lowest cost option at par, and you can buy that down to 7.125, right? And this is for a primary, by the way, primary purchase. Now a primary bank statement. The last one was full doc. This is primary bank statement purchase. You do see the rate goes up a little bit. Now we're at 8.375 at par. Buy that down to 7.25. And our bank statement investment, right? So now let's throw down some investment option. Again, 30% down. Now we do add a prepay here. So even though we are at investment, we're still at a great rate of 8.375 at par. And now we can buy that down all the way to 6.875 because our investment loans, we can go a little bit higher in the points and fees test. So 30% down, investment, bank statement purchase. And now our favorite, right? You're going to see a big difference here. DSCR, manufactured home purchase. Again, 30% down, but look at the rate, right? 8.125 is an amazing option there at par. And you can buy that down all the way to 6.625, 30% down, DSCR. And obviously, since it's DSCR, it's an investment property, manufactured home purchase. Now, our DSCR manufactured home cash out, pleased to say, same LTV, 70% LTV on the purchase, 70% LTV on the cash out refi. Lowest cost option, 8.49% at par. And you can buy that down all the way to 6.875% at a cost of 3.225 points for our DSCR cash out refi, 70%. Now, you're going to see now what a great deal 70% is on non-QM on these. Now, here we have our full doc option. Full doc, 8.375, also at par. And you can buy that down to 6.875. And our bank statement investment property manufactured home option, again, 70% LTV. Notice how the rate goes up to 8.875 when using bank statements instead of DSCR. And you can buy that down all the way to 7.125. And the last couple options here I'm going to show you is the agency options. Now, highest LTV that we were able, well, not the highest LTV, excuse me, FHA max is 80% on a cash out refi. And on a manufactured home, you are able to max it out. So you're looking at 6.625 at a lender credit of 0.125, and you can buy that down to 5.5%. Now, VA, again, is the star of the manufactured home sector here because VA does not put an LTV reduction. So they have their high LTV 100% cash out option is also applicable for manufactured homes, just a little bit higher rate, but you're looking at 7.125 at a cost of 1.574 points. And you can buy that down to 6.25% at a cost of 2.699. Now, our VA at 90% instead of 100%. So now you see the big difference of almost 1.7 points in cost, because now you're at 7.125 with a lender credit of 0.154, and you can buy that down all the way to 5.75 at a cost of 2.721 points for our VA 90%, which is your standard cash out refi. Our conventional investment manufactured home cash out refi, this is at 70% LTV, 7.5 lowest cost option at 1 point cost, 6.875 lowest rate option at 2.5 cost. And our last option is our investment agency, again, conventional manufactured home at refi at 65%, just so you can see a little bit of the dip in the rate and the cost. 7.25 at a cost of 1 point, and lowest rate option 6.75 at a cost of 2.25 points. So we have shared with you a whole bunch of manufactured home purchase and cash out options, full doc investment, alt doc DSCR. So we definitely love manufactured homes at the Mortgage Calculator and look forward to assisting you with your manufactured home loan.
All right. Thank you, Jose. I don't see any questions, so I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Great options there. Remember that we do this show at 11 a.m. Eastern every weekday, where we go through our live rates and then do a deep dive into a different loan topic. So we will be back tomorrow. We'll see you all tomorrow with a new topic at 11 a.m. Eastern for the next episode.